I'm Dean Nixon, co-creator and co-founder of Turning Leaf Wellness Center and Value-Based Living. I'd like to take a few minutes and talk to you about the 6 points of interest or the 6 points of importance in humanity that help us become well-rounded or well-balanced. One of the first areas that we have to focus on is financial, and it is an important aspect of who we are. We have to learn and understand about our finances, learn about the economy, learn about the things that help us financially become grounded, not in a fear-based way. And that's my concern. A lot of times people, when they hear financial or budgets, we start to get panicky. The second one would be emotional. One of those areas that we oftentimes become very confused. We get confused between mental and emotional. Mental is how we think, emotional is how we feel. Managing the emotions is a very critical piece for us. We have to learn how to balance and manage emotions in order to teach our children. Too many times we grow into adulthood without the ability to manage those emotional states, and we get these big moods and swings that oftentimes leave us unhappy and frustrating to those around us. The next is physical. Too many times, again, we become overly focused on the physical. That's one of the areas that we need to educate ourselves and become stronger understanding, not only about the exercise and food and nutrition, but we need to understand about the chemistry of the body, how it works. We need to understand the things that we're introducing to it and what we're feeding it, and also rest, how to take care of ourselves to nurture that. This next one would be social. The social aspect of who we are is an important aspect. It's that interaction, that contact point of humanity where it helps us learn to interact with other people, but also we have to manage the boundaries and we have to be able to keep them in check. And finally, we have spiritual. The spiritual aspect of humanity has been something since the beginning of time. Humans have always had a spiritual contact. We always need spiritual content in our lives, and we need connection to a higher power, whatever that higher power may be. Now, the reason I want to talk to you about these 6 areas is because these 6 areas are ones that we oftentimes, again, as I was talking about, become overly focused. We tend to lean more towards the financial when the economy starts to get rough. We start to lean more towards the physical when we start to feel unhealthy and we call ourselves fat or ugly, things of this nature, and we start to look outside of ourselves, and we can become very overly focused financially. And if we think about standing in the middle of a 6-point star and leaning forward into one of these areas, it becomes very much that we're tipping or teetering. Learning to find balance, and every day, if not every week, make sure that we're filling each of these buckets, spending time to educate ourselves, to understand, to budget, to feel, to manage, and to interact. Each of these areas will bring us peace. Each of these areas will bring us joy. Again, when we become overly focused on one or 2 and we become way focused into them, we start to lose the other aspects of who we are. We start to lose who we are. But if we can step back and realize that there are 6 areas to us, we can start to see ourselves as more multi-dimensional. This has been the next step. If you would like to find out more, please contact us at deannixon.com.